Hey guys, Brian with Buffalo Beer Reviews, back with another local review from Pressure Drop. And tonight we're going to be taking a look at Dank Sinatra, the 2019 version. Last year's version, 2018, was a collaborative brew with Knee Deep Brewing. Yeah, Knee Deep Brewing Company out of Auburn, California. And it was really successful. I really liked last year's, and I'll throw a card up to last year's review if you would like to take a look at that beer, compare, contrast, all that other good stuff to this year's offerings. Before we get started, it's a new little setup for me. It's my semi-renovated sort of kitchen. I've got a working bar island with a breakfast bar, so I figured I'd throw it up here. The echoes might sound a little bit different. Whatever. Let me know what you think about it. Anyway, this year's Dank Sinatra, I couldn't really find any differentiation between the years, but there doesn't seem to be a collaborative effort this year. Dank Sinatra New England IPA, 6% ABV. I didn't get any IBUs noted, and it's just a cool sort of can. The name, the artwork, you know, you've got the green motif, stuff like that. Full disclosure, shout out to my friend Joe at Average Joe, or Beer Patrol. I've had 2 of these out of the 4-pack, but I've had them in the can. So I don't know what it looks like in a glass. All I know is kind of what it's like out of a can. And, you know, pouring it in the glass where it does change the dynamics of the aromatics of a beer and stuff like that. So let's see what this thing looks like. I'm actually really quite interested in looking at what this beer looks like because I enjoyed last year's version of Dank Sinatra so much. There you go. And I was hoping that it was going to be like this. Again, guys, this is Pressure Drop's Dank Sinatra. I'm going to try to throw it up right around like this. Let's take a look at this. And it is as really nice and pale yellow. This seems to be a little bit more translucent than last year's. You can kind of see a little bit of daylight through it. A little bit, say, thinner looking than last year's sort of hazy New England IPA. But it's got that real light powdered yellow sort of haze look to it. Well carbonated, got these real tiny thin bubbles on the top. Woo-wee! And I even commented the first can I had that the nose on this thing will make your mouth water, just like that. Like, the nose on this will make you reevaluate your definition of what a New England IPA should smell like. It is all sorts of amazing. Oh my God. It's got this really nice balance of so many different aspects. And I don't know if I've ever talked about the aroma of a beer as much as I'm going to talk about the aroma of this beer. So you have this really nice like balance of like candied sort of citrus qualities. I get mangoes and papaya, and I get grapefruit, and I get orange, and I get zest, and I get oil qualities, and I get green dankiness, and it still makes my mouth water every single time that I smell it. But these are light and quaffable sort of aroma qualities. Nothing's overpowering, nothing's gonna make you cough, nothing's gonna make you think like, what the hell is going on here? Lots going on, that it's all well balanced and all really, like I said, quaffable and thin, and man, this is how you do aromatic hopping, like to the T. My God. Shit, smells really good. So you're talking about a New England, you're talking about a beer that's called Dank Sinatra. You see what it looks like, and you see you hear what it smells like. So let's see how this thing drinks, right? Man. Yeah, and it's a very similar experience to Dank Sinatra from last year, just with the amped up nose. You get this really nice sort of grapefruit and orange sort of citrus qualities up front, and you get this really well-made, smooth-bodied IPA presence along the follow-through. I like the green notes. They are healthy in their dosing. It makes the entire sort of drinking phenomenon nice and enjoyable. You get the aromas, you get the palate. They play nicely with one another in your sinuses, in your mouth, and it's good. It's really nice. I get a little bit more bitterness, I'd say, like up front, and then it's a sharp kind of slope down to almost no bitterness midway through or in the aftertaste. I'd say this is I'd say it's a light-bodied beer. I don't say that a lot about these New Englands, but this comes across as a light-bodied sort of 6%, light, bright, with heavy aromatics and just a touch on the thin side of the body. It's and then not in a bad way, but that's just what I'm getting 3 beers through a 4-pack. Ever so slight, I think maybe a lemon and or a grassy note on the late follow through. It's like a bright lemony sort of abrupt kind of end to the flavor profile, in my opinion. I think the 6% is right on the mark. It doesn't even drink like a 6%. It drinks like a high fiber. And that's not a bad thing. The aftertaste is pretty much non-existent. You get, again, I think you get that residual late lemony sort of vibe in your mouth, but nothing that's got any sort of body to it. Nothing that's going to stick around. Anything like that. Finishes kind of like clean after that, and you're ready to kind of drink another one. Again, I mean, this is what it looks like after a couple of tips back and forth, and I mean, it holds up pretty nicely. So, the nose is great. Tangerines and oranges and grapefruit and dankiness. Wow. Really cool. If you guys are interested in Dank Sinatra, I got mine out of Premier Gourmet. I know, I work right around the corner from Pressure Drop, but their hours sometimes aren't compatible with my work schedule, so that's why I had to pick it up at Premier Gourmet in the North Towns. So if you're a North Towner, that might be your best option. If you're a South Towner, then go down and see them at the Barrel Factory at the Pressure Drop. But like I said, my measure of a beer is this going to be a hard beer to finish? And the answer is absolutely not. This thing is going to go bye-bye really quickly. The 4-pack is not going to last. And in all honesty, if they're only going to make it once a year, I would totally buy another one next time I'm out at the store, just so that I can remember it throughout, a couple more weeks until next year. So that's about it for me, guys. Thank you for all the clicks and the watches and the likes and all the comments. I really dig that stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.